Hello, everyone, and welcome to Window Shopping Wednesday. I'm Sammy,
And I'm Michael.
and we are here to bring you some. I think we've got all new books today.
Tons of new books.
Awesome. Alrighty, so I think I'm just going to get started and do a couple of picture books that we've got new on our shelves. Runaway Signs. This just piqued my interest because it looks hilarious, but also informative, because who doesn't want to know what all of those signs mean as you're driving? So I thought that would intrigue someone. I'm sure there's a kiddo out there who wants to know what all those road signs are about.
Oh, yes.
And then this one as well, Tiger Wild. Well, let's see if I can get the author on this one, by Gwen Millard. Just looked adorable. Look at the illustration. So about a tiger and a child and their friends. Do you have a picture book you want to share?
I do have a picture book, and it's another Miller, though this is Kelly Ray Miller. I Love My Fangs. A cute little book about a vampire who ends up losing one of his teeth.
Oh no.
So definitely adorable. Do you think the Tooth Fairy comes and visits vampires?
I have no idea. Does that book tell us?
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's intriguing. And then I think I kind of accidentally went on a grandparent vibe.
Oh boy.
And so I've got Saturdays Are for Stella by Candy Willens. And so this looks like a grandma and her grandchild, and they spend the day, or it could be a great aunt, because it doesn't say grandma, it just says Stella, but it definitely looks like an older adult that a child gets to spend the day with. And then I've got Stopwatch from Grandpa by Loretta Grabut. So that looks super cute.
Oh, it's got a puppy in it too.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I was not expecting that for the page that I opened up. Well, now if you want to figure out what those scribbles are about, you're going to have to check out A Stopwatch from Grandpa. And last but not least, I've got Maud and Grand Maud by Sarah O'Leary. So, it's like a girl who spends the day with her grandma. Looks like a little bit of own voices and diversity for that one as well.
Awesome.
That looks fun. Alrighty.
Filled our table with picture books.
Yes, look at all these beautiful picture books. Alright, let's see, what else do we have? Where were we gonna go next? Should we go nonfiction?
Yeah, let's do
Alrighty.
some nonfiction.
You wanna start?
Yeah, sure. Both of my nonfiction books are similar topics, but I'm a huge fan of science, and if you've been keeping track with NASA as of late, in SpaceX, we've had a lot of really, really cool astronaut stories going about, so I grabbed a book about the solar system by the numbers. Inside, if you like numbers, if you like graphs, if you like stats, this is definitely the pickup for you. I'm a huge number nerd, so I could spend all day looking at that.
And it's really it's small.
Mhm.
It's bite size. It's
Yeah. Very quick.
yes, manageable.
Especially even though the visuals are pretty straightforward, but they're really, really easy to get into when looking at the size of the sun compared to Mars and compared to insects, stuff like that.
There's a few books that are a book of infographics, and there's like a dinosaur one that's really cool.
So my second one is actually in a similar nature, Your Place in the Universe. You move that up by Jason Chin. So this one's actually going to be pretty darn similar to this one, but it's a little bit more story structure. So bigger pictures, fewer words, so it'll be a little bit easier.
Beautiful illustration.
But as you get deeper into it and you get further and further into the universe, until it's so big. But yeah, I figured both of those kind of close to one another, but also a little different, varying in difficulty. Both two really cool pickups.
And then one to go perfectly with that is How We Got to the Moon by John Rocco. And John Rocco is an absolutely wonderful illustrator.
Oh, dang.
And so he drew all the pictures and illustrations
Super cool.
in this book, and it It's a pretty thick book.
A little
It's
chunky.
a little bit bigger, so probably, but you could probably read like a few pages at a time,
Absolutely.
read about different people. The page that I opened up to it highlighted Yuri V. Konraki, a visionary engineer. And so it just kind of hits, everything, the whole process, and like the spaceship.
Front row seat.
Yeah. So if you've got an older kiddo who really wants to dive into it, this one would be here. So like start with Michael's and then move up.
We got a small scale.
And then this one, totally different topic. Oh, they're both about birds though. This cover just grabbed my attention.
How cute.
Spit, nests, puke, power, and other brilliant bird adaptions, with some adorable illustrations.
That's
so
awesome.
If you've got a kid who likes birds, this is a great intro. And then this one is about Condor Comeback, and this is a scientist in the field book. I think you can kind of see their logo right here. And so scientists in the field books are absolutely wonderful series, and they really, it's a lot of text and information. So a little bit for older kiddos, if you've got a school project on any of these animals, this is a great resource.
Absolutely. Looks super in depth.
Yeah, and the scientists have studied these animals for a year or more, and then they write this book about it, and it's about really unique animals too, like the condor. Who wants to know more about vultures? Yeah. Hey, well, these are our nonfiction selections for today. Let's move on up to children's fiction. I'll start just because I have one more than you do.
Of course.
But we'll do back and forth.
Okay.
Alrighty, we got a new Warriors book, and I feel like I gotta bring it up. Gotta acknowledge it.
Makes sense.
So a new Warriors. This is the Super Edition, Gray Stripes Vow by Aaron Hunter. So gotta acknowledge the Warriors. It's a great series, mini-series.
Fantastic series. In fact, I read the first book on its release back all the way when I was in elementary school.
Oh.
It's crazy to see the series still going. I'm super excited every time it goes out.
I think the most recent one is about elephants now.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds really, really cool, because I know the Survivors and Seekers were both super cool, but definitely cool to see another animal get in there, especially with elephants. Elephants are awesome.
What do you got?
No animal books, but if you are a fan of mythology, you're a fan of the Rick Riordan series, I picked up Muse Squad.
Ooh.
Specifically, the Cassandra Curse. I picked it up explicitly because of the title, The Cassandra Curse. As a huge mythology nut, Cassandra is not a person I thought would get mentioned in children's fiction. I highly recommend checking it out.
Why is that? I am intrigued.
Cassandra's story is not like one of the big god stories. Cassandra's story is a little bit lesser known. There's only so many stories. So when you think about Jason and the Argonauts, if you're thinking about Sea of Thieves,
Okay.
That kind of level where unless you're really into mythology, you might not know about it. And anytime it gets the smaller stories get brought up, I always get super excited to see the take on it, because those stories are often super, super exciting. So, highly recommend it.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. Let's see, so I think I'll go into this one just because it goes well with Warriors. So I've got Catalyst by Sarah Beth Durst. There's a giant cat on top of a roof, is what you see. And I picked this one up solely because the cover intrigued me. And
there's kids riding that cat.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It is literally a giant cat that kids are riding. I read the book Spark by Sarah Beth Durst. She does fantastic, like 3rd to 5th grade-ish fantasy building worlds that are just fun adventures, great characters, and all in this fantasy world. So had to bring up Catalyst.
Awesome. And a little bit of a tonal shift. My next pick was Super Puzzle-tastic Mysteries. So this is actually a collection of short stories, all different mysteries, all different genres. There's a superhero mystery in here. But the really cool part about it, and the reason I picked it up, is because of the way that it's formatted. So you'll go through, you'll read the story, and then at the end of your short story, before you figure out the mystery, let's see if I can get this on camera, it tells you where to go next to figure out what actually happens. So you have a chance to solve the mystery before the book tells you. So you get to be the detective, and I thought that was super, super cool.
Oh, cool.
So
I think I saw a crossword puzzle in there.
there is a crossword puzzle. There is some like lateral thinking puzzles in here, which is super cool.
I'm just trying to see if there's any authors on the back that I recognize.
Let's see, we've got a whole lot. I was gonna list them all, but I'm gonna actually just throw them up to see if there's any names on there that you're interested in. Definitely check it out. There's a lot of stories in here.
I think for anyone who's a fan of like Mr. Lemoncello Escapes the Library series,
Maybe
or, like,
a little bit easier than like Chasing Vermeer and The Right Three, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Egypt Game, definitely a little bit
Sure.
lower than that, but still super interesting if you like the mystery aspect, especially if you want to be the one to solve them.
Yeah. Or if you like escape rooms.
If you like escape rooms, that's a good pick.
I'm intrigued. Alrighty, let's see. I will go my serious pick
Ooh.
before I'll finish on a fantasy note. So this one is called Brother's Keeper by Julie Lee. And this is about, this is a historical fiction about North Korea and escaping to South Korea. And there's a couple books like this. And so this one just piqued my interest because I read one similar to it in middle school. And that is just because they're so quiet and you don't hear a lot about North Korea, it's really interesting to actually
Have a book about it.
yeah, and like learn a little bit more.
That's super cool. I was gonna say, when you pulled the book up, the cover is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
But
very pretty.
knowing now what it's about makes it just even better.
Yeah. So it takes place in 1950. So not too long ago, but still long enough.
My last pick is actually a graphic novel,
Ooh.
Beetle and the Hollow Bones by Liza Lane. I love graphic novels. They are so wonderful, and especially like graphic novels with such beautiful art. Like, it's just something I could page through forever and ever. But I don't want to spoil too much about it because there's a lot of really cool stuff in this, especially since, you know, you're going to spend a lot of time looking at the art. But if you like goblins who can do magic, maybe a little bit of sorcery, maybe a little bit of romance, Beetle and the Hollow Bones, definitely a great pickup. And it's definitely higher level, but you can go through the entire thing just looking at the pictures.
Oh, cool.
It is so good. It is so good.
I really appreciate books that you can read on different levels.
It's it just makes me smile. Like, goblin magic is cool.
You can't see, but he's got a huge smile, cheek to cheek. Alrighty, last one that I got is The Forest of Stars by Heather Kasener. And so I really actually don't know much about this one other than the fact that the cover really intrigued me. And it is about a 12-year-old who is watching the sky for her father.
Interesting.
So just thought I would throw that one your way.
Is she holding like a big top?
Yeah.
Big Top Circus? I saw the ticket
Yeah.
on the back. I was interested in that.
Yes. So I don't know. I'm intrigued. So I just wanted to intrigue others as well.
Some neat cover art storytelling.
Yes.
Do a little shift, get them all on screen.
Ooh, yes. Gotta showcase all of our children's fiction. Alrighty, last but not least, we've got some teen.
So I have a couple more than you, so
Yeah,
I'll
you can go.
start. We'll start with Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I have read a whole lot of contemporary romance in YA, and the storyline definitely piqued me. It is about a boy who's going through the growing pains of being a high school student, and is feeling a lot of family pressure to find a good girlfriend. So he and his best friend hatch a plan to. It's like the classic I'm dating this person trope, and it goes hilariously sideways. Some good laughs, but also, some interesting, like, growing up as an Asian American. It's really really cool, and I think a lot of people would like it too.
You think the fun fact about this one is that his wife is Nicola Yoon,
Yes.
who has written Everything, and the sun is also a
Mhm.
star, and so like
Now he's doing some
they're like
YA publishing.
Yeah, they're like a YA power couple. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is intriguing.
I'll be interested to see what their releasing looks like, if they're gonna like alternate years or if they're gonna battle it out for like best YA book of the year. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
Do you want to go, or should I knock one more out?
Why don't you knock one more?
Okay. I am gonna go with Dark Skies by Danielle Jensen. So really, really cool part about this book is it's the second book in a series, but when you think about like the Warriors series, for instance, how they go chronologically,
Yep.
This book is actually a parallel to her first book, Dark Shores. So you actually don't have to read this book after Dark Shores. You could read them in either or. But it's a really cool fantasy story, lots of action, constantly moving. Definitely a book with multiple perspectives going on throughout the entire book at a time. But if you're looking for something with insane world building, but lots of action, and you still get all those really cool like scenes, definitely check out Dark Skies, and as an ancillary, Dark Shores as well if you want the full picture. It's super, super cool.
All right, I've got a sci-fi Crown Chaser by Rebecca Coffendafer. And this one, I'm going to just be honest and say the cover just entirely pulled me in and intrigued me. I really enjoyed the space ones by, I think it's Jay Kaufman, and I'm totally blanking. But anyways,
into the file cabinet, and I'm not finding anything.
yeah. Oh, it's something Infinity? No. Something Files. There's like 3 books. The audiobooks are fantastic. I'm gonna have to go look it up now.
And
But
Files? No, that's not it.
No. They're like really, like the first book is bright orange. Like looks like something. Anyways, sci-fi. The cover is entirely intriguing. Crown Chasers, this teen book, and so she is outrunning her family legacy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My last pick was definitely, I thought the cover was intriguing and got more than I bargained for.
Ooh.
This is A Peculiar Peril by Jeff Vandermeer. And it's a big book. It is definitely full to the brim. I picked it up because I saw the cool little animals on the side and wound up with a fantasy epic is how it describes itself, and with the amount of pages, I don't doubt that. But a boy inherits his grandmother's mansion, and they start finding a whole bunch of supernatural oddities throughout the place, which leads them to a parallel universe where magic is real. Not, I would say, more like high fantasy magic than like Harry Potter magic. So like Dungeons and Dragons-esque magic, which I found super, super cool. And if they have, I imagine I forgot to mention, this is the first of 2 books. There will be a second book with this. Hard to see what comes after, a couple 100 pages, but it'll be exciting to see nonetheless.
Awesome. Alrighty, well, I think that wraps up our window shopping Wednesday. If any of these books have intrigued you, please submit a librarian's choice and we will happily send them your way. And then just one other reminder is we've got Harry Potter family bags.
Oh, yes.
We've been working on them. I wish I had grabbed an example to show you, but pretend there is a fun bag here
Still in the works.
with Harry Potter stuff. Well,
Lots of
they
cool
should
stuff.
be all ready to go to send
Oh, yeah.
out.
That's right.
So, alrighty, make sure to request a Harry Potter family bag and submit a librarian's choice for Window Shopping Wednesday books. Alright, bye guys. Thanks for joining.